Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Cigar family, I'm back. It's Cowboy coming to you with a little cowboyism. My take on it. Are y'all listening to me? I got something to say. How y'all doing, man? Listen, I just came out real quick, man, to holler at y'all. I know I said I would come back after I introduced myself for the first time on Friday via YouTube with my first couple of videos. It should have been one video, but I had to split it up because my phone cut off on me. I learned something. But I wanted to come back, man, because I said that I was going to smoke a cigar over the weekend, and if I didn't have a chance to come back on and do an actual video about the cigar, that I would at least do a written video. So I did jot down some things that I remembered about my experience on Friday with the CLE, Chele, Chele by Christian Aroa. Is what I decided that I was going to smoke on Friday. And if anybody's seen that first video, y'all remember that I had already made my mind up that I was going to drink some Glenfiddich 12 year. That's just what my mind was. I just wanted something nice, smooth, relaxed, laid back. And after I did my little unboxing with you guys, I realized that Chele looked like it was going to go well with that Glenfiddich. So that's what I put it with. And I'm glad I did. After a long 10-hour day, I wasn't looking for nothing too overpowering. I just wanted something cool, mellow, relaxed. And that Chele was a sexy looking stick to me. And you cannot go wrong with that Glenfiddich 12. That's a man's drink, man. That's a man's drink. I think that Glenfiddich 12 is a whiskey that everybody can enjoy because it's not too complex. I think anybody that wants to enjoy whiskey, women alike, if they drink Glenfiddich 12, whether it be neat or on ice, that you can appreciate it because it's not too overpowering. So I'm glad I did mix the two, or pair the two, I should say. So, right now I'm sitting outside, out back, just for a moment because it's nice out. I apologize if y'all hear anything in the background because every time I decide to come out, my neighbor decides to come out, and he's over there cutting grass right now. So I just pulled out me something real quick. I got this little Cohiba Black Dot Pequeno in my hand, little old Dominican gem with a little Connecticut broadleaf wrap on it. You know, Dominican fillers. You know, I got some tins of these. Every now and then I get me some tins, man. I smoke when I want something real quick. So I'm gonna fire this up real quick while I'm sitting here talking to y'all about this CLE. I'm not gonna be long because what I realized is what we're gonna have to do if we're gonna do these videos, man. You can't be too long-winded. Try to cut these videos down to, you know, somewhere between 10 to 12 minutes if at all possible, so that you don't get bored. Listen to someone rambling on about nothing. Yeah, I love these little smokes, man. They do the job. Good 15-20 minute smoke. Very tasty. Gives me everything that I need as if I was smoking a big boy. And I'm just drinking a little green tea today, man. I had a long 10-hour day at work today. So, to get back to that CLE by Christian Aroa. It has a Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper. The fillers are both, the binder and the filler, I think, is both Nicaraguan. And I kind of wrote down some stuff over here on the smell on that cigar, man. I got like a bready toast smell on it. And on the cold draw, the cold draw, surprisingly, I sucked on it for a while before I lit it because it had a real good draw on it. Normally I use a V cut, but this particular day, Friday night, I decided to use a straight cut. And I had a good draw coming in on that cigar, man. And it had this sweet bread, like raisin bread type of draw on it, on the draw. And so I sat there and I drew on it as a cold draw for a while before I ever lit it. But when I lit the thing up, man, it buttery toast on the light up, coffee, very creamy, And when I thought about the cream that was coming off that cigar, I knew that I didn't make a mistake when I picked that Glenfiddich 12, because I know that Glenfiddich 12 is creamy and so mouth coating and buttery, man. So the two was just gonna go together. One was gonna enhance the other, and that's exactly what it did. Uh, I thought that the construction on that cigar was pretty good. It's a very attractive cigar. For anybody that would go and get it, they look at that cigar just because it's so attractive. It makes you want to pick it up and buy it and smoke it. But being a fan of Christian Eiroa, I knew what I was getting my hands on. I had it before, and I just had a taste for it. So I picked it up and I paired it with what I paired it with, and it worked out well. On the retro hair, starting on a lot of these cigars, you get a lot of pepper on your retro hair. I say a lot, not all, but most cigars you get a pretty good pepper on it that I have been dealing with anyway. A lot of Nicaraguan cigars is gonna give you pepper, but this one had a white pepper to it, not so much a black pepper. Nice spicy note, not overpowering, but the spice was up front and it stayed there throughout the cigar. As a matter of fact, good coffee note on that thing. Really good coffee note on that thing. I always expect to get some good pepper off these Dominicans, man. I don't do too many Dominicans. There are very few Dominican cigars that I deal with. I'm still looking for some that I like most. The Dominican tobacco is different from the rest of it. I'm just crazy about Nicaraguan tobacco. How you doing, brother? I'm just crazy about Nicaraguan tobacco. So I smoke a lot of that, and Honduran tobacco. The Dominican tobacco kind of got a little, I don't know. Some of the Dominican tobacco to me is a little tangy, like sweet tart. It's tarty like sometimes. But I can smoke the Cohiba Black. On that first third, going back to that Christian Eiroa Chele, medium in body, I remember it having a good foot smoke to it. Nice dried fruit, which takes me back to, on the light up, that raisin, sweet raisin taste that I was getting. You know, like dates, raisin, light spice. I even got the good leathery note. I'm always looking for that leathery note on cigars. I don't know, it's just something about that leathery note that I enjoy. When I first realized that I was getting leather on cigars some years ago, man, I just always look for the leather. It just goes well with me. So, you know, like I say, pairing it with that Glenfiddich, and that Glenfiddich being so creamy, it just went well together. The second third, it pretty much stayed consistent. Butter cream on top of cream. Had the hint of light spice. Let me see what else I have here. Oh yeah, it was nice, balanced, easy smoke. Definitely an easy smoke. Not too overpowering for me at all. It's pretty much stayed consistent, medium in body. It never did seem to be full body to me. As I got through the last of the cigar, I still kept picking up coffee and cream, some earth coming through. Still spice on that retro hair. Not a whole lot of spice on that retro hair towards the end of it, but it was still there, very pronounced. You know, very mouth coating, man. And the more I smoked, the more I drank the Glenfiddich 12. And I'm just telling you, that night, for me, it worked out. So I'm glad I did. Nice sweet bread note on the finish. It kind of reminded me of my mom then when we used to make that sweet bread down south, man. And I could get that sweet bready note off the cigar through and through. And I remember I nubbed that cigar out, man. I took it all the way down that night, man. So it was a great smoke. No relights on the thing. Had a good ash, you know, and a decent burn, you know. So for me, that night, I know the burn, I didn't have to do any relights. So the burn was kind of up and down, but it caught up with itself. I didn't have to do anything to it. But just the overall experience real quick with that Chele and that Glenfiddich for me, I gave that evening an 8.5. I just do, like I say, a scale of 1 to 10 is all I was looking at. So to pair those two together for me was an 8.5. I enjoyed it. I appreciated it. I'm glad I did it. Will I smoke it again? Yeah, I will. You know, gotta have something mild sometimes. So I say mild but medium, nothing too overpowering that you can just enjoy and just be refreshing with it. So I enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about it. Uh, and if you get an opportunity to go out and try it, go pick you up some Christian Rio. Christian Rio, a bad guy. As a matter of fact, this particular cigar, the Chele, by him, I think this was the first cigar that he blended in uh, Nicaragua, because most of the time, if I'm not mistaken, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but he blends most of his stuff in Honduras, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was the first cigar when he did this a few years ago. I guess this cigar's a couple years old now. This is the first one that he actually blended in Nicaragua. So, a little history. All right, folks, I'ma holler back. That's my take on it. Peace.